Good Friday evening, everybody. Welcome to this week's WPIAL High School Football Week 4 preview. So, I'm Mason Spesky, your host here with you. So you guys all know the drill. Every Friday night around this time, 5 o'clock, I go on and preview and pick 8 high school football games every week to do, and those are the games I cover for the week, much like WTIE, KDKA, and WPXI, our local news stations do. With WTIE's, theirs is called Operation Football. WPXI, I think theirs is called Skylights. I don't know what KDKA's is called. I'm sorry, KDKA, but every week I do that kind of to mirror them, pick 8 games, and then just go through them, preview them, and make a prediction for them. So far with my predictions this season, I did week 0 like they did. So far with my predictions this year, I am 22-6. That might sound impressive to you, but tonight is going to be our most challenging night yet of predictions. Past 2 weeks, I won 7-1 for a combined 14-2 over the past 2 weeks. Tonight, though, I'm going to do much worse, I'm assuming, because there's such a great slate of games tonight. There's so many close games that it's going to be way too hard to predict. So, because both teams are evenly matched. So, without further ado, here we go. If this is the week I'm going to be shocked, but I don't think it's going to happen this week. Who knows if it happens this year, but it'll be interesting for sure. I've definitely learned more about these teams by just studying them and less so. So, yeah, I've mentioned to you guys several times in these videos that my past 4 years, because I'm a freshman now in college, so my past 4 years were mostly just going and investing my time in Hempfield area, my alma mater's football program, and not so much looking at the standpoint of the other programs. This year I decided to change that and look more so at the other programs, and I still put an emphasis on Hempfield, but not as much as I used to since I'm graduated from there. So, yeah, that'll definitely be interesting for sure. But anyway, without further ado, let's get to this slate of games, shall we? First off, we have an interesting one in, I think it's Moon Township. It might be Findlay Township. It's somewhere out by our airport. Aliquippa goes down to West Allegheny this week to take on West Allegheny. This should be an interesting game, that's for sure. Aliquippa, as you know, is really good. They got off to a good start. They beat Montour. That's their signature win. I think they beat another school. I forget who it is, but Aliquippa, they're very good at football. They always will be good at football, and they're off to a great start this year again too. West Allegheny is also really good. They're off to a good start as well. However, after last week, after that thumping of Montour that Aliquippa put on them, I can't go against the Quips this week. I cannot go against the Quips this week. I'm taking the Quips to win this one 34-24. McKeesport at Trinity. Both these teams are off to hot starts. McKeesport's 3-1. I forget who they played last week, to be honest with you. Trinity's 3-1. They barely beat Connellsville last week. That was an important win for them. I mean, Connellsville played a great game. Went down to the wire, but Trinity pulled it out. So this one will be interesting for sure because it's 2 3-1 teams. If Trinity can win, this would be huge for their program. Put them at 4-1 and would put them one step closer to going back to the playoffs. I don't think that'll happen though tonight. I'm going to take McKeesport over Trinity, 35-17. Next up, we have Sailor at Franklin Regional. I think this is going to be a really close game, to be honest with you. Sailor last week came in here in Hempfield and beat my Spartans, unfortunately. But I think they're due for a much tougher challenge this week in the Franklin Regional Panthers. Franklin Regional's been good this year. They defeated Latrobe, and I forget the one other team they beat. I do know they got beat, unfortunately, by Gateway and Thomas Jefferson. Franklin Regional is one of the teams I've followed more closely this year. Here, let's look up who they beat, to be fair. I can't believe I don't know this because I've followed Franklin Regional more so this year than most teams, and I've seen and heard more about them than most, so it's disappointing that I don't know this. Okay, so they beat Plum. Or, no, why am I looking at 2019? Sorry about that. That was a 2019 schedule. Guess we're still living in 2019, to be honest with you. Sorry about this. Because I'm interested in knowing for myself, too, so that's why I took this up. So I came prepared, but And now my computer's frozen. Anyway, while I look that up, I will give you my prediction for the game here while we wait for the computer to load. I think this is going to be an upset. I definitely think Franklin Regional is going to win this game. You might be criticizing me saying, oh, Mason, it's going to be closer. Mason, it's going to be closer. I don't think it is. I mean, I think Sailor looked good, but I think Franklin Regional at home will be riding the momentum and all that. I just think they're a little bit better. Sorry, it came to the page now, and I'm trying to find this out for you guys, but give me Franklin Regional winning this game, 31-27 over Sailor. All right, let's find this for you guys. Finally. Okay, here we go. So the team that Franklin Regional, the one-over team Franklin Regional beat was Connellsville. Now, how do I not know that? How do I not know that? I mean, I follow Connellsville football affairs here, and the one game I missed, and we even covered this game. How do I miss that? That was the dumbest mistake I've made in a long time. So I'm sorry, Franklin Regional. I'm sorry, Connellsville. But anyway, I made it up to Franklin Regional because I gave them a win tonight, so they should be happy about that. Anyway, now on to this one. Freeport at Mount Pleasant. I think that Mount Pleasant is going to play a good game. They're going to defeat Freeport tonight. Give me Mount Pleasant in this one, 27-17. Deer Lakes at Southmoreland. It's so good to see Southmoreland have a good football team again, and I think they're going to continue their success. They're 3-1. Deer Lakes is 3-1. I think Southmoreland pulls this one off and improves to 4-1 over Deer Lakes. Give me Southmoreland 31-14. By the way, I don't know if I missed this, but I have Mount Pleasant 27, Freeport 17. Next up, and this is where the games get good. These are by the way, I don't go from 8th ranked game to the game of the week. It just so happened that these 3 games here were the top 3 games on my schedule for the week. So I don't know. That was just a coincidence. So these are the top 3 games, though, for the week. And they're all in order, too. The third best game of the week is going to be Upper St. Clair at Peters Township. This is going to be a super tight game. It's going to be a super close game. Both these teams are undefeated. However, I love what I've seen out of Peters Township. They played great at South Fayette. Upper St. Clair has not been the best of teams at times this year. Both these teams, though, are super good. It's going to be a really tight game. However, I'm taking Peters Township by a final score of 31-30. This will be a great game for sure. Now on to the number 2 game of the week. This is another really exciting one. The Thomas Jefferson Jaguars at the Bell Vernon Leopards. This is going to show some talent. You'll see the Penn State commit, Quinn Martin, I think is his name. He's from Bell Vernon, and he'll be a Penn Stater next year, I believe it is. Or he's a Penn State commit. So it'll be interesting, to say the least, to see these 2 teams play. Thomas Jefferson is really good and really talented. They could be a possible championship contender. Same with Bell Vernon. I think this is going to be really close. However, I have to go with the defending Class 4A PIAA state champions, the Bell Vernon Leopards. I'm taking Bell Vernon in this one by a final score of 24-21. But this is going to be a really good game. I'm already excited thinking about this. And if that one got you excited, this one is going to get... If that one got me excited, this one is going to get me very excited. It is the game of the week and possibly the game of the year in WPIAL High School Football. We talked about this last week, how great this is going to be. Now here it is tonight. The Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings at the North Allegheny Tigers. There's so much talent on both these teams. I heard on 93.7 The Fan today, they were talking about it. Pittsburgh Central Catholic, they have 2 Penn State commits, a Michigan commit, a Pitt commit. This roster is loaded. North Allegheny is also loaded. I don't know where a lot of their guys are going, but this team's also loaded. I'm sure there's going to be FBS and FCS talent on that team as well. This will come down to the wire for sure. They were already talking, and I believe that this may very well happen. It probably will happen, but a rematch at Acrisure over Thanksgiving weekend, and just 9 short weeks from now to decide who will be the WPIAL Class 6A champion, but that's way too far out in advance. Right here, right now, all that matters is this game. I think Pittsburgh Central Catholic probably has the better roster right now. However, I cannot go against the North Allegheny Tigers at home. I think home field advantage is really going to help. I can definitely see Pittsburgh Central winning. Because of the home field, I am taking the North Allegheny Tigers. Final score, North Allegheny 27, Pittsburgh Central Catholic 24. This is going to be a great week of high school football. I can't wait to recap all of these games and maybe more with you guys. Enjoy this night of high school football. You won't get something like this for a couple more weeks at least. I mean, looking at my calendar now on my desk here, we're already to technically it's week 5 because I judged it out of 10 weeks. I do it a little weird. I count week 0 as week 1. Week 1 is week 2 because I just count all the games to total record. So this is the 5th week of high school football. There's 10 weeks in total. So after tonight, we'll be halfway there and set up for an amazing second half. Not next week, not the week after, but comes 3 weeks from tonight, Friday the 13th, believe it or not, of October. Those last 3 weeks of high school football are going to be super good. There's going to be a lot of playoff races and stuff on the line. We're already halfway there, sadly. I love doing this with you guys. Have a good one. Sorry about that. I just had a brief interruption real quick, but that's all I have for you guys tonight. Enjoy this night of WPIAL High School Football. It's truly going to be a great one. Have a good one. Take care. Stay safe. Enjoy the games tonight. And peace.